Here comes the Citron, do 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 do. Here comes the Citron, and I say that I was too stupid to use it as a kid. Today we are ranking 5 future plants. Might be a shorter video. I might go on a rant about Tile-Turnip. Let's see where this goes. 20 likes, 4 subs, Linktree, blah 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 blah. Hey! Does your back hurt a lot from sitting on your chair? Does your desk look like it belongs in the landfill? Me too, which is why I had it in my bed. But you deserve better than me. You deserve a blacklight chair or desk with a 4.6 out of 5 on Trustpilot and various products for your gaming setup, partnered with various creators and esports teams, like your one truly. You can trust they will bring quality to your office and give those final beautiful touches to make the perfect office setup or gaming setup to own the noobs in your favorite multiplayer game. And if you have trouble with shipping or got the wrong product, contact customer support through their website, email or even social medias about your order, and they will make sure to resolve it as quickly as possible. Use code VERLOON15 for 15% off and use my affiliate links to support my channel down below in the description, while getting you a nice discount. Now, back to the video. Now, let's get pissed at my PVZ content and watch my non-PVZ content. Let's go. First, laser bean. A big plant is regarded as holy splash in flourished. The 200 sun cost is amazing for a plant that basically is boomerang but actually good. It does the same damage in the end, but instead of 3 zombies in his front, it's for every zombie in the lane, and it penetrates the annoying shield thingies from this world. The plant food is kind of basic, but considering how good the plant is, I'm not going to say it needs to shoot lasers into every row. I would personally give this plant an S tier. I do think the game should communicate the damage better, because them kid me thought they were weak since it doesn't look like they hit. But besides the early showings of my retardation, no complaints here. 2. Blover. Too good. It was better before, but still a must have if you don't want to rely on Tile-Nut or kernel pult. The main drawback is that fog has gone missing since PvZ 1. So Blover really only serves to counter flying zombies. Even then, I believe it is at least an A tier. It's really useful as an insta-kill plant, especially in any world with in-air zombies that are faster than the zombies that... And using it would definitely have helped me in Lost City, but I forgot because I was more concentrated in using all plants. 3. Citron. 300 sun is too much, I just trash refreshed. But lowering the cost of Citron is genius. It's a great plant generally, a masterpiece that in any other game would shoot up to S, as it grabs the best elements of Coconut Cannon and makes it automatic at the cost of some splash damage and normal damage for 50 less suns. Citron is a great plant that just needs rhythm control from the player. If you are an idiot child like I was, you will hate this plant because you really can have a strategy besides symmetry. For actual good players, absolute peak, with a cheaper laser beam, Blover and a good sun plant at his side makes this one of the best plant synergies we've seen in any of these worlds. So I will put it at A tier. I can rag about the cost and how the design feels closer to PvZ 1 than the madness that PvZ 2 becomes. But the plant itself is just too great and adds some of the best depth to a game that, as it goes on to put the focus in speeds and distant kills. 4. E.M.Peach. Peaches should have a better representation. Besides that, this is a weird plant. It's great by itself and it can come in clutch for many moments, but it feels like a cheap way to counter the mecha football zombie instead of designing an offensive plant that counters it, or a defensive plant that, for example, roots into the floor. But the plant itself is busted. Just for 25 suns, it wipes out all mecha zombies in a 5 area, making them vulnerable and stopping them in their tracks. I could argue about how useless it makes laser beam after it's introduced, but we'll put it in B tier because it's useless outside of here and modern day. So, while it's absolutely busted, the design of PvZ2 and the reluctance to develop gimmicks outside of their own worlds, unlike PvZ1, which, while a general critique of the game, makes this plant way less overpowered than what it already is. 5. Infi-nut. Hot take, I think Infi-nut is genuinely bad, despite having a great plant food power. The fact is it only has half the health of walnut, which makes it a really bad wall plant. And now reviving does not make it better. It makes it worse because the wait time means you just lose your defense for that lane and leaves everything vulnerable until it reappears. Adding to that, it is more expensive than a walnut. Yes, it's just for 25 cents, but makes it worse since PvZ2 as its design drops 50 cents and not 25. So while if this was PvZ1, there would be some genuine strategy due to its slower pace. In here, it feels like the remnant of a possible PvZ1 future expansion that the devs just threw in here as filler, because it fit the theme. So I'll throw it in C tier, out of niceness, since it does this job nicely, just not well enough to be better than the humble nut from the tutorial world. 6. Magnyfing Grass. I hate this guy. This and Sunbeam will have similar complaints, but they just shouldn't cost sun. The whole gimmick of this plant is that it shoots manually using your suns, which is fine, whatever. It's PvZ2, just do a primal sunflower 5 lanes farm, and this plan is busted. The problem is, well, it's manual, and I hate manual plants, but besides that, it costs sun, not only to shoot the plant, but to plant it, just making it feel like a waste. For the price of shooting this guy, once you could just put a pea shooter or kernel bolt and move on to another lane. Despite my personal grievances, this is a good plant. Great even. I don't like the sun gimmick and I think it makes it way more viable than viable most cases. But with a strong plant foot ability and the fact its attack is 550 damage, it deserves to go on B tier, just not that high. 7. Tile-Turnip. The funniest part about this plant is that the next world added was Dark Ages, as in Puffroom. Yeah, I like the idea of this plant, basically making 5 features biggest gimmick useful outside of it, but the prices are genuinely stupid. It doubles every time after the second one, the first being 0, so if you want a full column of these bastards you need to waste 2500 suns, which is not just a fuck ton, it's a shit ton of suns. Most build your defenses level don't give that much sun, which takes what could be a top 5 plant in the game to something like you plant on 2 winter melons to clean your screen with just 1 plant food, still making it a great plant, but not viable enough to put it on A tier, so it shall be stuck at B, even with the potential of being S tier or even higher. In conclusion, I think Far Future definitely has some of the best PvZ2 plants that will ever exist, probably. Even the worst plant here brings something new to the table, because I'm the table. And all of these are parallel to modern PvZ, where balanced power creeping is better than Nightcap. Next up, we are ranking Dark Ages plants that I'll be pissed about Sunbeam probably like, sub, comment and look night.